This is hopefully the last time I will talk about Batgirl, the movie, for a little while until there's actually something more interesting to talk about. Considering that the movie is not out, there's very little promotional material other than just seeing the suit and knowing some casting, and a little bit of controversy that we covered the other day that I do want to talk about and update. Now, I think that when you talk about stuff, okay, this is just my opinion. I think that it is very disingenuous. It is very not genuine and very skewed to only talk about one side of things. It is very skewed to only talk about when someone screws up and not when they do something good, not when they do something right, not when they do something respectable. I cannot tell you the amount of times I have said something that I wish I could take back. I cannot tell you the amount of times that I have done something that I wish that I had not done. I don't live with regrets, but there certainly have been things in life that I have regretted saying and doing. And co-director of the Batgirl movie, Adil El Arbi, actually today updated his statement on what he had said. Now, we know that before he posted a meme, some of us took it seriously, and as some of you guys in the comments pointed out, some people didn't take it seriously at all. I kind of think jokes fall in the middle a little bit. There's almost always a hint of truth in jokes that you're sharing, at least a hint of what you believe is truth, usually, but not always. And Adil El Arbi had posted the classic Batman and Robin meme of essentially someone saying the suit looked like cosplay for Batgirl, and that Batman's hitting the person saying, "Shut the fuck up, wait for the movie." Well, now he has actually updated what he said and posted another meme. This was later after the first one, so I was not able to get to it by the time my video went up originally. But he did update it to a new meme, which now says STFU and wait for the film, which is what he was saying, in the position of Batman. And then Batman smacking him and saying STFU and don't disrespect the fans. Now, I wanted to say that I think this is interesting. He did also say fair enough with some laughing emojis. I do want to say that I think that this is interesting and good. I am not a meme news report channel, okay? And normally I don't take jokes seriously, all right? Normally, though, a joke's a joke. And I will say with this one, the reason for me why I found it a little bit obnoxious is because this attitude of being legitimately dismissive of the people who pay your bills and of the people who are your fans is becoming more and more common in Hollywood with creators and creatives. This is something that is becoming more and more acceptable, and even I noticed in my own comments, there were people who straight up did take it seriously and still defended that as if it were a serious statement. If you did not take his original statement seriously, that's cool. Maybe I misinterpreted it, and that's totally fine, and I'll own that if I did. Maybe this is not a backtrack. Maybe this is him trying to joke around, and he was trying to joke around before it was taken the wrong way, and so he shared another joke at his own expense. And what I wanted to say in this video is that I really respect that. It's too often that it's easy to double, triple, quadruple down on something you've said and not leave any leeway, not allow for any give in your statement because you have to be right. This is something that I think everybody struggles with, at least at some point, is we all want to be right. I have this same thing. You want to be right. You want to defend your points. You want to defend something you said. You don't really want to admit when you're wrong, but I think it takes a strong person to admit when they were wrong or to, make jokes at their own expense as well as other people. And I think that I really respect the director coming out and doing this. I really respect him kind of pointing out a flaw in his own joke, like, oh, this was taken this way, but also, you know what? I shouldn't be disrespecting the fandom, and I shouldn't be treating people like their opinion doesn't matter either, because that was taken in that way. I think that's cool that he actually did that, and I think that that actually should restore some faith in this project. Now, look, I understand completely that there's going to be people who just will not watch this movie. There's going to be several reasons. One is hardcore Snyder fans, and I'm not making fun of you. I know that there are a lot of people, like I said in the last video, who feel like Zack Snyder was completely screwed over. His daughter tragically committed suicide, and then a lot of people dogpiled him in the fandom who didn't like his movies and mocked him and his passed away family member tragedy for that, which is horrible. And at the same time, WB allegedly looked like they were using that as sort of a weasel way to get him out of the movie and bring in Joss Whedon and kind of just move past Zack Snyder's controversial takes on these heroes. Now, if they wanted to split directions with Snyder, that's their prerogative, that's fine. But I think where it really rubbed people the wrong way was a lot of fans of those movies felt like they were sort of using that tragedy to move away from and smokescreen away from a pivot that they were doing. And I think that there has been a lot of critique and criticism because of that from a huge portion of the community. On the other side, there's a ton of people who are just tired of the Restore the Snyderverse stuff. They just want to see good movies, and maybe they did like some of the Snyder stuff, maybe they didn't, but they've liked newer stuff. You know, maybe they actually liked The Suicide Squad. I really loved that movie from James Gunn, and so they're actually really interested in the new direction. But I think no matter what camp you fall under, or what, where you lean in this, in any regard, I think it's respectable to see a director that's willing to poke fun at himself too. My issue in the last video that I talked about was that I'm tired of seeing the people who make things that we are all passionate about, that we enjoy, characters that we love, that we're interested in, that we see ourselves in or want to see the best parts of ourselves in or want to emulate and be like, for these people in Hollywood or in positions of power to take those characters, sometimes to change them in ways we really don't connect with, or to dismiss fan criticism as people not understanding or not being accepting or not this or that or being stupid or that they should shut up and get a life, all that stuff. I'm really tired of hearing that from people who create stuff. If people are going after you personally, I've said this before 100 times, your religion, your race, your height, your, body weight, what you look like, who you sleep with, all this stuff, right? If people are going after that kind of stuff, yeah, that's harassment, that's bull, that should not be tolerated, and I completely get clapping back to those people sometimes. That's fair. But I think that the problem I had with it was I interpreted his statement originally as pretty much any criticism of this is just people who need to go outside and be quiet and just wait. I understand that the movie is not out yet and people should wait to form full opinions on the film until it is out. But in the same point, if they release a poster or something and you just don't like it, you didn't like the poster, and that's okay. And I respect that he actually went back and poked fun at himself here too. This is a guy who, in my opinion, I completely understand that some people will say it's backtracking. I completely understand some people will say that he's just kind of like backpedaling and trying to get out of being a dick. I don't want to think about it that way. I really don't. This is not a person I know. As far as I am concerned and as far as I know, this person deserves the benefit of the doubt on this because they were willing to go back and sort of drag themselves into the joke and kind of point out, well, okay, I'm kind of doing exactly what I'm telling people not to, or I'm jokingly saying the opposite side of the coin of the things that I am complaining about. Having that character trait to be able to poke fun at yourself a bit, to admit that maybe you were wrong, or at least show that you were never serious and that it was misinterpreted, is something I respect. It's something that I wish we saw more of, and it's something that I want to strive to be more like. I am choosing to believe that this is genuine. I am choosing to believe that this is him showing that this was not meant to be a serious thing, and that it was misinterpreted and maybe it was said in a way that was not the best because it could be easily misinterpreted by other people. But also at the same time, a joke is a joke. That's something we say all the time on both of my channels. And it's also not 100% his fault if he was trying to joke and it came off in poor taste and other people misinterpreted his joke. I want to be completely clear on all of this. I respect this director doing this. I respect him sharing this. And I did want to update it because I feel like there's way too much negativity around stuff. It is so easy, especially for creators on YouTube, just, people like us who just make videos, even on a small scale, to blow up and point out the negative and not address the positive, to not give people credit where they deserve it and not give them respect where they deserve it. And I think that's bad. I think it sucks that negativity draws views. I think it sucks that people want to go to those videos more than ones that actually, praise somebody for something that they did. And that's why I wanted to make this. Not because I think I'm a great person, and if I am guilty of misinterpreting his joke as something serious and it was not meant to be a joke, I'm sorry for that. It was not done maliciously by me either. It was not done to sow seeds of hatred for that movie or for any movie. As someone who has liked the DCEU so far and is excited for Keaton to come back and is excited to enjoy, hopefully, The Flash and Batgirl, I wanted to give these things the credit they deserve, and I don't want to be the person on this platform who bandwagons and jumps on a train to mow down someone or something and will not give them any praise or credit where they deserve it. I don't want to be that person. I think at the point where that's what my content is, instead of, being willing to address stuff like this, I don't think I should be doing this anymore at that point. And that's why I wanted to make it. It's a more serious video. It's hard because, I don't know how to take other people's statements a lot of the times, and it's why it's difficult to read into them until they fully, share their thoughts behind what they say. There is too much dismissiveness in Hollywood of the people who pay their bills, of the people who fill the seats to go see those movies, but there's also too much dismissiveness from pockets of the fan bases of anything that don't remember that there is a human being on the other side of whatever screen they're talking of, who they're talking to. They don't remember that groups of human beings tried their best to put together a movie or a book or a game or whatever. And I think it's just very easy to tear into those people for something you don't like instead of understanding or waiting to listen and see what else they have to say. That's what I wanted to do today. I hope that this is clear. I hope that this is something that does not come off as backpedaling either for myself or for this director. I would like to say again one last time, I am choosing to take this as a genuine sentiment, and I think that everybody should just move past it unless something else happens. That is my unasked for advice, but I don't know, it's my channel. I guess I can kind of, it's my soapbox once in a while, I suppose. This is what I get in life. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments down below. I choose to believe this is genuine and not backpedaling, and I ask you, as a viewer of me, to choose to believe that what I am saying is me being genuine and that what I was saying before was me being genuine, and that neither of them were backpedaling. That is what I ask you to believe. It is up to you if you choose to do so or not. But either way, I respect you, and I respect you taking time to watch this video. I hope you have a fantastic day. If I sounded weird, I am getting a little sick. So I recorded this before I got a sore throat because it's that time of year for me where I get really bad cold. I'll see you in the next one. And as always, everybody, stay shui, and mad respect to anyone who can either admit when they're wrong or place themselves in the shoes of others or place themselves on the receiving end of a joke instead of just putting them off on other people. The world needs more people like this. It needs more people willing to do that, and it needs more humility from everyone. We don't have all the answers.